Hi, and thanks for joining me today. So, I have an unboxing of the Crafter's Companion kit number 31. This is their Twirling Characters craft kit. And what's funny is that um, if you caught my character over the edge unboxing or flip of the Crafter's Companion box, I actually purchased the Character Over the Edge box kit just to preview the whole concept of Character Over the Edge. And then I loved it so much, I waited for one of those fantastic bundle deal offers on the full collection, and I bought the full collection of the Character Over the Edge dies. And for these twirling characters, I actually did the reverse. I bought, I knew I would love it because I love making these twirling cards, and all of the characters were super cute and fun. And I love how each of the characters has its own shape aperture die that goes with it. And so they had a pretty nice bundle deal offer on all of the twirling character complete collection, and I already bought that knowing I would love the whole concept of the twirling characters. And when the box came out, I just totally felt like I had to get the box kit because these elements, these characters are different from the ones that they released in their full collection, and they are exclusive to the subscription box kit. And so, just being, I guess, a little bit of a completionist, I felt like I really needed to get this kit. Plus, I knew I would have a lot of fun working with these dies. So, this kit in particular can make a minimum of 24 cards, and so they've included 24 card blanks. And I think I've mentioned this a couple times already now, but it seems like their new standard is 5x7, 4x6, and 6x6 square. And I've seen this more often than not lately in their subscription boxes, and I am really hoping that they go back to some of their more fun style card blanks like easel cards, or occasionally they just had some really interesting ones like your concertina or trifold cards and things like that. So I always thought that occasionally I would learn a new style of card, and if nothing else, it was just really convenient to have, an easel card blank that had all of its components already cut and prepped for you. And it was a nice reminder that, oh, yeah, you can once in a while change it up and make an easel card. Left to my own devices, I just stick to a USA2 style card, and I don't often think about shaped cards or easel cards or shadow box cards, things like that. So it was one of the things that I thought was unique about their subscription box kits, and I do hope that they kind of go back to that. So the main crux of this kit are these twirling characters, and what's really cool about this kit and different from their regular collection is that they've included two, but you can almost think of it as four styles of twirling characters. And this is a little bit similar to their character stamp and die kit, where for one outline shape, you're getting two characters in this set here, and you're going to get two of these sets. So here's the first one. You're going to get this sort of scalloped oval aperture, and that's going to be the aperture that your character is going to twirl within. And you get the outline die for the character itself, and the stamp set will actually stamp out two different characters. So you get a boy and a girl, and you get the front and the back. So when the character twirls, you'll have a complete image. You'll have the back of the character and the front. So in a lot of ways, and this is one of the things that I really like about these twirling character dies is I loved working with the character stamp and die because similarly, it had the front and the back. And I like that it's the full character that's shown front and back. So unlike the peekaboo dies, which you also get a front and back, usually with the peekaboo dies, you just get sort of the top portion of the front because that's what's peeking, and then you get the full back. So really love that this is a full image, and similar to the character stamp and die kit, you're getting, the one outline, but you can use it for multiple characters. And so that's really cool. And then you get all of these on top of that, little accessories and coordinating dies to cut them. So you got a balloon, a book bag, a little camera on a strap, and, some really fun little hearts and stars. And then you have sentiments to match. So really, really cool. And I'm actually looking forward to using this to make some birthday cards for some of my nieces and nephews. And so that's just one set. You get another complete set. And so this is like fantastic value because each of the twirling character sets comes with its own die and stamps, but usually it's just the one character that you get. And here you're getting, 2 characters for each die set and 2 full sets on top of that. So for this one, your aperture is a heart, and the character that's going to spin around in the center is going to be one of 2 things. So you can either have this dolphin, so you get the front and the back of the dolphin, and the second option is a mermaid. So I really think that's super, innovative, that because it's the same die that will cut both out. And so it's so fun that they've given you this whole kind of water themed set, but you get, a dolphin and a mermaid out of that, which, kind of boggles the mind. How can that be the same shape? But they made it work, and it works beautifully. So really fun. And then you get all these fun little kind of ocean, sea plants and fish and seashells and stuff like that. And you get a really sweet little heart as well. And of course, the coordinating dies to cut all of that. I always appreciate coordinating dies because I am not super great at fussy cutting, and so it just makes such quick work of getting a lot of these little elements, and just being able to die cut them means that I can not be so wary of stamping out and coloring a lot of them to use, because if I had to fussy cut them, I'd probably think twice about adding a lot. Just because the anticipation of having to fussy cut all of these little things is just more than I want to do. But knowing that I have the dies, then I feel like I'll be a little bit more liberal with, stamping and coloring these elements, and die cutting out a lot of them to use. And I think when you have a lot of these elements to fill out your card, often that can make it look really nice and full. Sometimes less is more, but sometimes, you do need more. And so I really appreciate having the dies. And the images themselves on both sets are, the other thing I really appreciate about them is that they are, the main one is not, so big that it's a lot of coloring, but it does have, some nice open spaces, so you can still get, your shading techniques in if you want to do alcohol marker coloring. I think you could probably color these with some of your watercoloring techniques too. I actually just bought a set of watercolor pencils, and so I think that might be fun to try out, especially on the water themed one, just to give it that nice kind of soft watercolor look. And a lot of the smaller images are going to be really great for just your simple coloring if you didn't want to do all of the, shading and blending with your alcohol markers. So I do love that there's the scale of these are really nice. They do make for a really nice focal image, but it's not like a ton of coloring, and I'm not the best at alcohol marker blending and coloring. And so another thing that I really appreciate about this set. So all in all, I knew I would love this set, and I knew I had to buy it. So then also included are these clear kind of dewdrop domed gemstones. So these are really nice. And then you have white baker's twine, which I think is what they are intending for you to use as the string that your character is going to twirl on. But you probably won't see me using baker's twine because I prefer to use my invisible thread. It's just more invisible. And so I think it carries out that sort of illusion of the character being suspended within the aperture a lot better than using white. Certainly, white would work, but I probably won't use the white. But this being white, you could easily just color it with an alcohol marker if you wanted to use your white twine in a different way and color it to match some of the other things going on in your card. So also, last thing included in this kit are the solid color card and the pattern paper that they all coordinate with. And the solid color is double-sided but white core, and I don't know what is with this particular kit, but the cut on my solid color card is really raggy. It's got a lot of fuzzies on the edges, which isn't that typical of these kits. Usually you get a really crisp, clean cut, and it's really just on the one edge because the other three edges look, at least two of the other edges look pretty clean cut. But yeah, I mean, it's just something that jumped out at me. It's not a huge deal because these are 8x8 sheets, and so generally they're gonna have to get cut down anyways to be mats and layers. But just something that I noticed, it's a little bit unusual. Usually the quality of the cuts is really good. But I'm just gonna show one of each, but you do get, a nice stack of, duplicates of both the solid color card and the pattern paper. So I'll just flip through the pattern paper. These are single-sided, but they're kind of the same paper weight as your solid color card. So they're not super thin, copy paper weight. They're still a nice layering weight, which if I had to guess, maybe I would put it at 60 to 65 pound. And a nice, really nice assortment, not super bright colors. It's, kind of nice soft tone palette. So, and then some of them are still kind of your really fun colors that I think will work really well for, your more youthful cards. Because when I see a little girl and a little boy, I kind of think cards for kids, and same with mermaids. I think usually that's going to be more for kids. So I'm actually kind of surprised by the selection of pattern paper this time around, because given the stamps that are included, it's not like an obvious match, right? Because, for example, you've got the underwater theme, but there isn't anything that's like really obviously underwater. You've got the blue kind of zigzag pattern, but it would have been nice instead of clouds to have like a nice kind of watery background to use with this. Or with the mermaids, it would be nice to have something that's got that little kind of blue, aqua, green sort of mermaidy colors. So a little bit surprising. And with, the little girl and the little boy, I would have thought, there would be something that's a little bit more, I don't want to say childish, but more youthful and more, geared towards making cards for your younger audience. So, um, a little bit surprising there, but I actually really love these papers. I just don't know that they're like the best fit for these stamps and dies. But I'm excited to play with this kit because I love the concept and I know that there's tons of different ways to use them. So this will be probably one of the first ones that I will flip out of the recent boxes that I've purchased, especially since I do have some people in mind to make birthday cards for. So when I have that flip video released, I'll be sure to link it to the end of this one if you want to check out what I end up making using this kit. Thanks so much for joining me, and until my next video, hope you're all doing well and happy crafting. Bye!